Ready to do this. Okay. So, of course, Zoom decided to not talk to Facebook, or Facebook decided to not talk to Zoom. So, we're just going to do this on regular old Zoom. So, it's all about troubleshooting in the moment, going with the flow. It happens. So, and like Janet experienced, you know how Zoom like tries to update like right when you start a call, and it's like literally who invented that?
I
Because
don't
like
know.
who thought, oh, that's the best idea. Let's do the updates right before they start their call instead of
Exactly.
afterwards. Like
Or send you an email saying your Zoom needs to be updated so you can just be prepared.
do it when you want to do it instead of being there like,
Exactly.
oh my God, I'm supposed to be on a call right now. Like what the actual F?
I know.
Anyway,
And then
okay.
I tried to
So
update it and it failed and I had to do it twice and it was like, oh my
oh,
goodness. So yeah. Anyway.
I've so been there. Okay. Anywho, we are here, and I know there's probably going to be some other people hopping on as well. I'm so excited, you guys, to introduce you to Janet. Janet started, I think, back in March, the Wealth Academy. So you
Yeah, March.
graduated in September. I can't believe how fast like
I know.
time flies.
It is. It has totally flown. Totally flown.
But I am
It's been
so excited
wonderful though.
because so good. I want to take a moment to just honor Janet because Janet was the first medical doctor that joined the program, which is a big deal because for so many reasons, like not only like the openness and willingness to learn from, someone with a different background, but
Mhm.
also just your open-mindedness, your willingness, your determination to work with people from a more holistic functional perspective and like step outside of the conventional realm. And so I just want to like honor
Well,
you because
thank
you're like
you.
a pioneer and you are like making waves in the world. So I just like
I like to think
I'm
so. I hope so.
you are for
Well, you
sure.
said it yourself, a holistic perspective. That's exactly what we all need. And I can't get holistic without practitioners like you to learn from. And I'm hoping that I'm bringing things to the table that are things that, other people in our community can learn from as well. And I think just, taking as much as we can from each other and doing it in a spirit of friendship and collegiality is like the best way to make our whole world a better place. And I can't think of a better way to do it than linking arms with other practitioners that are trying to make the world a better place and sharing what we know with each other.
Yes, 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 yes. So, do you want to just dive in? I'd love to kind of have people get an idea of like what was life and practice like for you prior to the mentorship? What was the mentorship or the Wealth Academy like for you during that process? And like what are you doing now? So let's start with like before. The
Okay.
before, during, after. Let's start with the before. Like who's Janet? What was she
Yeah.
doing? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Okay. So I have been 20 years in clinical medicine. Um, I have taught medical school. I was teaching residency, family medicine residency program at University of Michigan for several years. Worked in urgent care. I was like the program director for the emergency medicine rotation at University of Michigan, and their PZR. So, and then I went and did just like years of just in the clinic, um, the daily grind, as some of us have come to understand it. And about 4 years ago, I got sick, and my education, my $500,000 education, um, couldn't. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me, and I, at first just thought I'm too close to this. I can't see what's going on. Nobody else could figure out what was wrong with me, and I was just getting very hopeless and confused because um, I'd just never been that sick ever in my life. And finally, I went and saw a naturopath. I've always enjoyed learning from naturopaths, so that wasn't, such a big stretch for me, but I'd never actually seen one myself. And this lovely naturopath who I like to think that she's a friend too at this point, but she, in an hour, said, I think you've got XYZ, and the conventional practitioner in me didn't have any idea what she was talking about. It was a whole different world. And, but I promised my husband I'd do whatever she told me to do, even if I didn't understand what was happening. And She was right. And I was very humbled. And I think I was, I believe things happen to people for a reason. And I think that this happened to me for a reason because I think that there needs to be a healing of the gap between conventional medicine and some of the more holistic types of medical care. And the fact that I have this intimate knowledge of how the conventional medicine world works and functions and how they think and what they're going to tell you when somebody brings a certain set of symptoms into the room, I think is really valuable. And then adding the functional medicine perspective to that, which is where I've retrained into the functional medicine world, has just, I felt like the whole world has just opened up for me. And I've got all of these different toolkits that I can grab from and work from. And I'm in love with it. What can I say? I'm in love with it. And I feel like, for the first time in my real life, in my life, I feel like I'm a real doctor. And it's wonderful. Like I love my life.
I love that so much. I'm curious because I know there's a lot of practitioners that come into my space who are from the conventional world, whether, osteopaths, nurses, nurse practitioners, PTs, like people who are really operating in that conventional realm. Like how did you start to move your practice and expand your practice into a more holistic, functional
Mhm.
approach? What was that process like for you?
It was really hard. It was really hard because they give you such limited time slots in conventional medicine to work with. And so I tried my best learning about it on the side after hours and trying to incorporate natural remedies into my practice. And I started attracting more patients that were wanting that kind of approach. And so um, I started learning more and more and more about it as I tried to do that. And then ultimately, I hit a wall, is what happened. And it's probably about a year and a half ago, I decided that I just couldn't go forward in the conventional space any further. Um, I was told that I had previously been allowed 30-minute appointments where I had knowingly taken a pay cut because, it's the you eat what you kill kind of a world. And I knowingly had taken a pay cut for years to have more time with my patients. And this sort of mandate came down where it was 15-minute appointments. And I was like, I can't practice medicine in this world. And it was a very confusing time for me because I didn't want to be that kind of doctor. And so I really dove into functional medicine at that point and just started just reaching out just looking to see what else can I do? Do I need to go get like a naturopath degree or what do I need to do? And then I ended up um, just deciding that I couldn't learn what I needed to learn while I was still engaged in that world, just because it was so time consuming that it was like a snail's pace trying to get where I wanted. And so in September of 2022, I filed for a business license and started my own business. I didn't start operating. I was still, working in the clinic, conventional space. And, but I turned in my notice and started just wrapping up my practice. And then it was in, I think, November. So about 2 or 3 months later, I had my business license, but I wasn't doing anything with it. I was just kind of learning about how to build a business and the semantics that kind of go into the base of that. And I think it was in November where I came across, I think it was Facebook ads or something. I'm not even sure where I found your stuff. And I just started listening to um, some of your podcasts and different things. I can't even remember what they were at this point. And then so that started me thinking about, oh, maybe I can actually go into the online space. And this would actually be a really great thing for my family. I've got 2 teenagers. I really was wanting to have an opportunity to be more of a mom. I felt like I just sacrificed a lot of that. And so I started listening, and then I joined your monthly program, I think, just to get a little more access, but I was still working like crazy, like a crazy lady. And so I um, was just kind of peripherally. I didn't want to like sign up for anything because I didn't really have the time to commit to it. And then my last day of work was on like March 3rd and I met with you on March 6th, like I mean, I knew what I wanted to do. It was like, okay, I'm there. Here we go. This is my woman. Let's do this. And that's where I went.
I remember that. I actually remember that call. You're like, well, I just quit my job a few days ago. I was like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, like let's go. Like how freaking exciting.
yeah,
And so you
amazing.
dove in, you started the
Mhm.
Wealth Academy. At that point, it was called the Wealth Mentorship, but you dove in and like what was that experience like for you? What did you like find out? What did you explore? What did you experience? How did it
Uh,
help you?
so it was wonderful in that I was at the same time I was doing the AFMCP class with the Institute for Functional Medicine, and so I sort of had those two things going concurrently at the same time. I loved that space. It felt a lot like residency for me, where I had all these learning opportunities, but none of the responsibility yet. You know what I mean? It's just that blessed little space and time where you just get to enjoy learning, and I had carved out this place in my life to just do that because I knew that it was going to be either I just sort of jump in, make the space, and follow my dream, or I'm never going to get this done. So I just did, and I just inhaled. I mean, I still feel like I'm in residency. Like I'm learning so much, so much. It just has boggled my mind. And the more I learn about functional medicine, naturopathic medicine, homeopathy, even, and all of these different things, the more I just feel uh, like conventional medicine has just got shutters on their eyes. And I feel like there's so much that can be offered. And I love that I can draw confidently from my conventional medicine background, but now I've got all of these natural things that I can throw into the mix. And I love the fact that I've been practicing medicine online for like 6 months now, and I haven't written a single prescription. Like I have done
That's
everything
incredible.
with
I
over the
love
counter
that.
supplements. Like every time I feel like, oh, I could just write this prescription or that prescription, I'm like, no, I've found alternatives for everything so far. I'm finding an alternative for this. And yeah, I haven't, I mean, I'm sure I will eventually. Like I come close a couple times, on giving someone a little T3 support when we just couldn't quite get those numbers where we wanted them. But haven't actually done it yet.
So cool. I mean, that is huge. That
Yeah,
is like a
it's fun.
huge, huge, huge thing.
It's fun.
Wow. Oh, so good. And what about functional labs? Are you integrating them now or like are you using
Absolutely.
them? Like
Absolutely.
what's tell
Yeah.
tell us more. Like how
Yeah.
did you already have functional lab experience prior to the mentorship?
I did. I had been starting to take some of like oat courses from different laboratories in that couple of years beforehand. Um, I hadn't used the oat that you recommended yet, but I did learn that one and have been using that one. Um, I had not, the only one I hadn't done was the DNA test. But I love I love that test. I mean, it's great, and I've actually taken your informational um, interpretation guide, I think it was, and I've actually just like expanded it and um, made it so that it's just super cut and paste. Like it has like all of the all of the different variants that can be in there, and all you have to do is like erase out the ones that don't need to be there, and then it's just like 5 minutes, and there's your interpretation guide, and I'm doing the same thing with the other tests as well. I have most of them done. I haven't done the Dutch Plus yet. That one's a little harder one to compartmentalize. It's more of a visual, big picture thing. Um, but I hope to eventually have something that's quick and easy for that too. Unless you're coming out with one.
Oh,
Are you doing a Dutch
I
one anytime soon?
could. I could. If it's on the list, let's just say that.
I would
That's
love to see it if it
awesome.
ever comes out.
I love that like what you just said because that's really like my goal, like when I create the material that I create for the mentorship for the Wealth Academy, is like I want to give you guys like the blueprints, the templates, like a jumping off point, and then I want you to make it your own because it looks so different for everybody, right? Like you putting in, like I don't know if it was helpful and inspiring to have like a baseline and then to like to build
Oh, it
on
was
top of
awesome.
that,
It was
because
awesome.
that's how my mind works, is like I
Mhm.
love having something to start with. Like it's the hardest part is starting, right?
It
And so it's
is.
like when you have that
Yeah.
first like
Even just the grid framework to start with,
yes,
and the things just populated in there already. It's like, okay,
yes,
all right, I don't have to be
now I know where to
creative.
go. Like, yeah, like now I know where to go. I know where to put this. I know how to like whatever, like expand from that. So I love hearing that because that's really my goal because that's like how I work best. So I figure like the people that I attract, like they probably work like that too to some
Yeah,
degree. And
yeah.
so that's
I'm
super, super
actually
helpful.
probably a little neurotic in that way. I think probably most conventional medicine doctors are a little neurotic to have gotten where they got. But yeah, I actually took all of your lectures and screenshotted everything, and I've got them outlined, and I can like filed so that I can go into my OneNote, click any keyword, and it'll take me right to where it is in your lecture and put me
Oh
with the
my,
slide. And it's just like,
someone could
yeah.
pay you for that.
Well, I had to do it that way because I think most of your practitioners that join are coming from a natural background, or a lot of them are. And it's just
It's
with
yeah.
so much of it being new information for me, I had to be able to easily access it. And so part of the process of learning it is I learn also kind of by regurgitating things, like typing it or writing it, or creating a graph for it or doing something. And so I use that as just a way to actually really absorb the material, and then also create an easy reference guide that I could just quickly pull up any little nuance and get right to the meat. I even took all of your shoot, what are they called? Um, like your body's not the body system questionnaire, but the one where it went and like what mineral is off if your feet are
Yeah, that's the
smelling.
body
Yeah,
system. Yeah, that's the body systems
that one.
questionnaire. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
took
yeah.
that one and I went and I populated in all the possible nutrient, mineral, enzyme deficiencies that could possibly associate with every single question that you had on there. So if anybody marks anything on any of those questions, because they don't teach you that in conventional medicine, like what mineral imbalances makes your feet smell. I mean, they don't teach us that kind of stuff. But I could go in there and say, oh, it's da 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 da, and I can just Excel spreadsheet it, and off we go.
Incredible. Incredible. That's amazing. So cool. Uh, and like going back to like um Adrian saying, "Wow, can you make this available for sale to us?" See, I'm telling you, you can sell this. Adrian's in the Wealth Academy, Margaret's in the Wealth Academy, Terrence's in the Wealth Academy. Like
Yeah,
they're
and
all
you know
probably sitting
you
there
might
like,
could.
yes.
I've learned how to market myself. Like I've contacted all sorts of companies to get affiliate things so that when I'm rewriting the lifestyle guide, I've
Draw
Somavedic is
links.
making that new
Exactly.
EMF device, and
Yes.
I've signed up to become an affiliate with them, and um, just so many. I'm trying to get so many little revenues of
Yes.
income that can
Yes.
help so that I don't have to work from dawn to dusk every day.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, for sure. That's what one of the things we talk about in one of the later modules is like being a brand ambassador and affiliate for like anything that you already use or you love. It's like it's a no brainer. It's just a no brainer. You're gonna
Yeah,
recommend it anyway. It's like might as
right.
well see if they have an affiliate or a brand ambassador.
Yeah.
So good. Taryn was just she was like, I was just thinking the same thing. You might have another stream of revenue right here, Janet. I'm just saying. So
Well, maybe I will see if I can get these things in a marketable condition because I think they're super helpful personally. But
yeah, yeah, incredible, amazing. Okay, so going back to kind of like templates, blueprints, building from a foundation, I know that you created a pretty amazing offer.
I do. I do have
And
a good
yeah,
offer.
do you want to talk about like that process or what you're doing now or like how you've put things
Uh,
together? Because I think something unique for you, like you were telling me just before the call, is like you're still operating under your license. So you're doing this, you're doing the virtual practice, but under licensure. So you didn't drop your license. So there's a lot of practitioners out there who are like, I don't know if I want to drop it or if I
Uh-huh.
should.
I
So you're
and I
doing it.
thought about dropping it,
Mhm.
but I came to the realization one day that when I couldn't figure out what my niche was that my niche was staring me right in the face at the end of my credentials on my name. There's not many people that can bridge that gap, and instead of running from conventional medicine because I'm so frustrated with the lack of answers in so many areas, turning around and embracing it has been the best thing for me. And just because there's not many providers that can bridge that space. And so if you've got complicated patients, I can confidently maneuver through their 20 gazillion medications. And um, it's not, you know, it's valuable. It's valuable to be able to do
100%.
that. And so I feel like keeping my license is keeping me in the niche that I'm currently thriving in. And so, at least for now, I'm going to keep my license, although
Mhm.
I don't think I'll do it forever.
But
Yeah,
that's like, again, like that's part of that freedom, flexibility, fulfillment. It's like you're doing this now because it feels good, it feels aligned, and it doesn't have to be forever. Like it never has to be
yeah,
forever, right? Like they could be in a few months or a few years
yeah,
where you're like, okay, great.
yeah,
Now I'm ready for a different
yeah,
season, a different
yeah,
phase, a different, like
yeah.
I'm ready for things to look different. And you
Yeah.
have that ability to do that, which is just,
And as soon
that's
as
the
I build
gift.
up my base of things that I'm offering in my program, then I'll probably just start selling those kind of piecemeal and autopilot them. Like I wrote a workbook for the Atomic Habits book. I
Uh,
created my own workbook for that. And so I went into Canva and just designed a whole, it's like, I don't know, a 30-page workbook that breaks down all the chapters and then gives worksheets at the end.
oh my God. What?
And so I'm about to launch that in my for my clients. I've got a couple more pages, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 chapters or something at the end of the book. I still got to get done, but yeah, it's an unofficial.
That is remarkable. You could probably sell that too. Just saying.
I
Just saying.
would love to, but I just I'm not the legal part of it scares me. Like I don't know what it would be like trying to come out with an unofficial workbook based on someone else's work, and so I
Mm.
because of that I because I haven't had time to explore what that would actually look like. Um, it all started because I ordered one of the workbooks that was like on Amazon, and I got it. And I'm like, this is just dumb. Like
Uh,
it wasn't really that great. I'm like, I can do so much better than this. So I just and figured that I won't have to buy them for all my clients either. With the just included as part of the program, but I'd love to be able to sell
totally.
it
I mean, you
someday
could
because
probably talk to Lisa. If she doesn't know, like Lisa Fraley, if she doesn't know the answer, she could probably at least refer you to someone who does.
yeah, possibly.
Just to see, just so you don't have that fear, because that's like the biggest thing around the legal stuff is like
Yeah,
having the confidence, being clear, and like
yeah,
knowing you can move forward, like,
yeah,
and not having that like, ooh, I don't know, because it's like you have
yeah.
this gift to bring to the world. So like, let's figure out how to do that in a way that makes sense, you know?
Right. But you also have to
Yeah,
prioritize your time to do the things that
yeah,
like I got to actually finish those
yes,
last few chapters first, which
yes,
has been kind of hanging out there for quite a while now. But yeah,
yes, yes, yes.
my unfortunately my father was in a car accident in September. This is another great plug
Mm,
for this kind of life. So not that it's great that my father died, obviously, that's been heartbreaking. But
mm.
he was in a car accident on September 15th and ended up with a tear in his aorta. And because I'm in the online space, I didn't have to worry about like not being able to go help him and see him. And so I
Oh,
just picked up all of my work and drove down to Oregon where he was, and he went on hospice, and we actually expected him to pass like that day, but he ended up living for 21 days. And during that time, I sat by his bed and could still engage in my, you know what I mean? Like this lifestyle allowed me to take a month out of my life and go live in a completely different state and still, be there for my clients when they needed me and still be working on I sat there and worked on my Atomic Habits book, and but just that I could bring this all with me and it was just like there was no hiccup at all with it. I could just go do what I needed to do as a daughter, and
Oh
be
my
there for my mom,
gosh.
and like
Ooh,
it just was overpowering when I thought if I'd still been in my conventional medicine world,
there's no
there's no way.
way.
There's
There's
no
no
way.
way. Wow. What a gift. I'm so sorry for your loss. Like,
Thank you.
wow,
Thank
what
you.
a gift that you were able to be there.
Yeah,
That's a big deal. Like, we don't
it
even
is.
think about that kind of thing, right? When we're thinking about, like, oh, I want to build an online practice or I want to do that. It's like, these are the moments where you're like, oh, whoa, like that could have been a completely different experience. Who
Mhm.
knows, like, feeling more helpless or feeling just like you're completely chained to some
Right,
place or something
right.
that, like,
And plus, my clients are so awesome. They're so aligned that they hardly bothered me at all. They knew what happened. It's like I hardly heard a peep out of any of them for a month, and they're just like, "Yeah, just let us know when you're back in gear." And it was just great. I just for my own you know peace of mind, I tacked on time to all of the ends of their programs, just out of gratitude for because I knew I could tell they were not bothering me on purpose during this time, and just the
mm,
fact that I could have such aligned clients that were um, invested in my mental health and personal health, um, it's just huge. Like it's just huge.
what
Like
a
I love
gift.
this life. I love this life that I've made.
That's what it's about. Like, that is what it's about. Mm. Whew, that's amazing. I love that. Mm.
So thank you for that,
Thank you
Michelle.
for
Because
sharing. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. You did the work. You made it happen.
yeah, still doing the
Yeah.
work.
Still
The work
doing the
never
work.
ends.
There's
The work
always
never
work.
ends,
There's always
but
work. Yeah. Who, but there was like that saying, right? It's like if you
but it's
do what you
fulfilling.
love, like there's never like you don't really work ever in your life. Forget that quote, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
I do.
It does. It feels like that. Like for me, it's felt like that for many years, and yeah, it's like loving what you do. That's the
And
fulfillment piece.
just the fact that you can take so much into your interactions with your clients in this space that I never felt like I could in the other world. Just, talking about spirituality and just, really diving deep into what's motivating my clients and what their hindrances are and their stumbling blocks, and just being able to dive in is like just amazing.
Yeah, and then you look back and you're like, I would have had 15 minutes.
And 3,000 patients.
Yeah, no, yeah, no, no, no one is being served. Practitioner, no. Client, patient, no. Like, no one's being served, but the insurance company or the hospital or whatever the overseeing entity is.
Yeah,
So, no, not okay.
yeah,
Adrienne had a question for you. She said, I missed the first few minutes, so I might have missed this. So, with your license, do you only see people in your state of licensure?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
So, she's licensed as a medical doctor in Washington State, right?
Hmm.
So, that's where she's
But if I
licensed.
run out of patients, if I run out of clients, as I've now come to call them, I'll probably just license in next door Oregon because I've got so much family down there that they keep saying, I've got all these people that want to see you. And um, it's amazing. You practice good medicine and the people find you. Like,
Yes.
honestly, I haven't done a lick of advertising.
Yes.
Like
I
none.
mean, that's beautiful. Like, and that's like a lot of times that's what happens, especially when you're doing more of like the comprehensive higher ticket. Like you can focus, like people can focus on whatever they want. The comprehensive high ticket, the lower ticket membership model or group, group program model for sure. I love a combination of both depending on where you're at. But I think you're just at this moment just doing the higher ticket programs, right, Janet?
I am.
So, that's just like when you have that ability to, like you said, to dive in, to really get into it, to just give from that overflow, like people feel it. Like and you can't deny it. There's this beautiful exchange of energy that happens where it's actually a win-win-win situation.
It is.
And then it's like that just ripple effect
It
goes
is.
out.
And I've actually been meeting in person with my clients too.
So
Yeah. Not often, but like we meet up and do like we've been doing I've been teaching meditation and so yeah, getting together and learning how to meditate.
that is so beautiful. Taryn asks, where in Washington are you? That's where I grew up.
Oh, I am in Seattle suburbs, Bothell. It's called Bothell. It's a terrible name for a city.
I'm very familiar coming from Bastyr, that whole area.
Oh yeah. That's like my
Kenmore was
backyard.
where I am.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
hiking down there. That's beautiful.
it
My
is.
son
It's
runs cross
gorgeous.
country down there. They run around the
Wow.
steer with their cross country team.
Amazing, incredible. Oh my gosh, she's Taryn said that's where my grandma lives. So that's
Oh,
awesome.
really?
Yeah. And Adrian says that's amazing. Be able to keep your license and get clients via word of mouth. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. So cool. I also want to celebrate, I also just want to celebrate you because of hitting, well, far beyond the 10K mark. So Janet was able to earn a free seat in the Catalyst Quarterly Mastermind, which we're officially kicking off in January. I haven't given a whole bunch of details to people yet, but we're going to be talking more and more about that in the coming month or two. So I'm very excited to welcome you into that crew
Thank
for a
you.
quarter. It's going to be very fun chatting, having some advanced conversations, and just diving deeper into everything that's going on. Is there
Great.
anything else that you want to share, that you want to bring to the table? Any other questions from
Uh,
anybody who's
I would just
here?
say if anybody is just on the fence about whether they want to have this kind of life, do
Do
it.
it. Click.
Just do it. It's so much better. So much better.
Yeah, on so many levels. And I think, you know, just because I speak to so many practitioners, there's just a lot of people, I think, who can relate to where you were, Janet, of just kind of being like, I know this isn't what I want, like this isn't sustainable, like I'm not totally sure how to like do the
Hmm.
thing and like get
Hmm.
moving. And it's just
Hmm.
it's really refreshing to see someone like you who took
Thank
the
you.
leap and took the leap after so long. Like, you know, I think there's so many people who have like, well, I've been doing it for 5, 10, 20 years already, so might as well just like keep doing it. And
Hmm.
it's like it's never too late.
I won't say that it wasn't scary though.
It's
It
of course
was.
it's scary.
It was scary. It still is scary in some ways. Um, but I am just, I'm so much happier that I have no doubt that I'm on the right path. Um, it'll work out because I know I'm on the right path.
Exactly.
So I
And you
can't
have
help but work
confidence
out.
in yourself. Like you're a resourceful person, you're a resilient person. Like you have like all the support that you need. Like
I
you're
do.
doing it. You're
I
making it
am.
happen and you're
Yep.
changing lives.
Yep.
And I
I
thank
hope so.
you so much. Of course you are. Yeah, I appreciate the work you're doing in the world for sure.
Thanks. Thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions for me? I'm happy to answer any.
Feel free to pop them in the chat, you guys, if you have questions. Anything? Let me see if I missed anything.
You can always
Margaret
send them
had
to
said,
me in
sorry, I'm
circle
late.
too.
What's that?
You can always send them to me in circle too.
That's true. Yeah. Margaret got delayed by gremlins. We had gremlins ourselves. Janet had the Zoom gremlins. I had the Facebook Zoom communication gremlins. We're all got gremlins today, and it's okay. We're
And
moving forward.
Margaret, I thought I remember that you're also in Washington State, and were you like a nurse practitioner, or are you a nurse practitioner? Is that am I remembering that right?
If you want, Margaret, you can unmute yourself if you want.
Hello. Actually, no, I'm in New York and I'm a registered nurse, a psychiatric nurse.
Okay, that's what it was. Why was I thinking you were in Washington too? I don't know why. Something had me thinking that you were in Washington, but
Oh,
But
I
you're
have pleasure of going to Washington in September. I went on an Alaskan cruise out of
oh,
Seattle.
those are beautiful, I hear. Haven't
Yeah,
actually been on one, but yeah.
yeah, it was gorgeous.
So good. Adrian says, do you complete a physical exam once a year for your patients? Might not be required in Washington.
Nope.
Nada.
Nope, because I'm for the most part virtual. I have a template in all of my session notes that has a visual physical exam template in there. So it's, they're alert oriented, breathing comfortably, skin's warm and well perfused, they're moving all extremities equally and appropriately. There's no focal cranial nerve deficits that are visible. So I have got a little visual physical exam in every session note, but it doesn't change, so it's just templated in for me. Every once in a while, I'll tweak something on their, mood, like they're appearing anxious today or something like that. But because I'm not, my contract with all of them states that I cannot be their primary care provider. So I don't have to, I'm not the one that's providing their hands-on care for anything. I'm just improving on their hands-on care, which I believe needs to be improved on.
Adrian says, love it. Amazing. Well, perfect. I don't want to take up any more of your time, Janet. I know how valuable it is. So I just want to thank you, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much for your
Sure.
time
Anytime.
and for hanging out, for answering questions, for sharing your journey.
Absolutely.
I know it's going to be very valuable for people just to hear your story and to see what you've been through
Well,
and
I
just
hope
see
it
you as an example.
inspires. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it inspires people to just jump in and do it.
Oh,
Just do it.
yes. That's what I say. Just do it. Of course, it's
Yeah.
gonna be scary. You're getting
Yeah.
out of your comfort zone. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be scary. It would be weird if it wasn't scary. Let's just say that. Like something
Honestly,
would
I think if
be,
anything is looking like a challenge for you, I always question about whether that is part of your aligned course because there's a reason that sometimes we feel like there's something that we need to take on and
yeah. I
listen to
love
yourself.
that perspective.
Yep. Listen to
Mm.
yourself.
Mm. Well, thank you. It
You're
was
welcome.
lovely chatting with you,
As
and I
always,
will
lovely
chat with you
talking with you too.
soon.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right.
It's
Thanks,
nice to see you
everybody.
all.
See
Bye.
ya. Bye.